Hey there Musos, average musician here. So you want to record bass but you're not entirely sure how. Well, today I'm going to show you two super easy ways to record your bass guitar with or without a bass amp. If you want to know the basics of mixing bass, please check out my other video. First way is recording bass directly via your USB interface. Obviously you'll need a bass, a USB interface and all the cords to connect the two. And then you'll need your audio workstation like Cubase up and running. Before you begin recording, you need to know the basics of your USB interface. It's pretty simple. All you have is your instrument levels, which control how much bass is going into the audio interface and then your computer. And you have your monitoring mix, which controls how much bass is going through to your headphones and how much is coming out of the computer. You also want to make sure that your phantom power is turned off, your plus 48 volts. You are set to mono recording and you are on the instrument instead of the line channel. I'm going to use my Yamaha El Cheapo bass, which I picked up in Japan about 10 years ago for about 150 bucks. It served me well. You just plug it in, very simple, of course. Plug it into your USB interface via the instrument's input, and we should be able to see if the bass is turned up, if we're getting a signal. See this little light sliding up here? That means we are getting a signal. Now if we turn the volume up, you'll see eventually it becomes much louder and it'll start clipping. We have this little light, sorry, we have this little light that tells you that it's clipping. So we'll turn that back down. Now what we want to do is go into our digital workstation. So I've got Cubase up and running here, and we just want to record a track, and we should visually see how loud the bass is. Let's turn that click off, it's a bit annoying. And you can see there, it's nice and loud. So what you want to do is to get your levels correct, is you want it to be in the right area. So it's kind of correct at the moment, it's in the middle, but if I turn it up, eventually I'll start clipping. And if I turn it right down, it's too soft. So we want it to be sort of in the middle and get you or your bassist to play as loud as they play. That's too loud, let's turn that down. Of course this will be different for the style of bass that you're playing and the bass guitar that you are playing, but once you've got something that looks reasonable, you're ready to record. Alright, now let's do it with a bass amp. The other really easy way of recording bass is essentially the same thing, except you have a bass amp. Now you do this if you are recording in a band situation, for instance, if there's drums, guitar and all the rest, and you want the bassists to be, hear themselves playing, through a speaker or whatever. Or if the bassist has a particular sound that they want to get, or they use a particular amp that they like. But what we have here is my bass buddy's old Gallman & Kruger amp. And you can see it's just pretty simple rack amp. So if we go around the back, we can see that it's a bit dark, but hopefully you can see. And the direct goes here. Now the direct goes straight into, let's put that there, straight into the USB interface, like so. And then the process is exactly the same as the other one. Alright, so I'm a bit cramped in here with this giant bass amp, but the principle is exactly the same as the previous way of recording. You just check that your line is getting signal, that you adjust the volume, make sure it's not clipping, you look in the DAW to get a nice sound. Now the bonus, oops, that was a bit loud. Now the bonus with this method is that you can play around with the sound. So on the bass amp, so if you wanted to have a higher, a more trebly sound, you would turn the treble up. Okay, and if you wanted a bassier sound, you would turn the treble down, turn the high mids down, and you have a more bassy sound. Now, if you want the proper bass sound, the bass sound that comes out of an amp, this is the way you do it. You record via the amp. and you will get a great sound. So hopefully that's given you enough to go on so that you can do your own bass recording. Recording bass is fantastically simple and fantastically fun. I love getting my bass out and rocking it, even though I'm not very good at it. Definitely not a bassist, more of a guitarist. Anyway, cheers guys.